This is session 5 of Worldview, and we finished yesterday saying that the Christian worldview should be that nothing is impossible with God. And that's different. It's a different worldview from looking at God to ask him to help us when things aren't going well. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's far more powerful to always start from the understanding that God can do the impossible. And this, of course, is where we started with our story, that Jesus had just fed 4,000 people on 7 loaves. And the next thing the disciples are saying, oh, we haven't got enough bread. They were operating from a starting point of what was lacking, not from what Jesus could do. Now, this doesn't mean that we'll never strike hard times, but it does mean that when we face those hard times, we face them differently. The prominent preacher tells the story of being at one stage in really deep depression. He was on medication, he was receiving counselling, but he just couldn't seem to climb out of the pit. But then one night in his time with God, he just said to God that he believed that God was the healer and that he would heal him. Now, nothing happened straight away, but it was the beginning of a journey of coming out of that depression. It started with the positive act of faith in who God is. Now, there's a picture that I mentioned before, and it's a picture given by Nicky Gumbel on the Alpha tapes. And he talks about facts, faith and feelings. And he says, like 3 men walking along the wall, facts followed by faith, followed by feelings. Faith keeps his eye on facts. If he turned around and kept his eye on feelings, he would fall off the wall very quickly. On the other hand, feelings are keeping their eyes on faith. And so they are led steadily along the wall. They don't have the danger of falling off. Faith needs to keep his eyes on the facts of Scripture, the facts about who God is, what he's like, what he's capable of. He needs to do this so that feelings have a really firm anchor to hold on to and to follow. If faith is weak, feelings have no real anchor and they can fall off very quickly. When we're feeling down in life and feeling that everything seems to go wrong, it's a good time to check on how do we view God. Do we really believe Romans 8:28, which says, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. In our hard times, it's good to look at facts about God, not about our feelings. It's not easy because our feelings can be very strong and they are very immediate. And God has got no hassle with us crying out to him. Just read some of the Psalms. But in crying out, are we just crying out hoping that something is there? Or are we crying out to a God that we know loves us and already has an answer to the problem that we have?
Call out your name in the darkness and watch as your glory unfolds. For there is no measure or end to the power you hold. Justice and truth are your virtues, with many too vast for our words. No mind contains the splendor of all that you are. Our God has done great things. Our God is greater than all. Miracles are your memorial, the promise of wonders to come. You are the author, God, you complete